Hey everyone, so my computer is not working and I can't do any of my homework. So now I'm back with another YouTube video. So I am majoring in civil engineering and I'm going into my second year and I go to Cal Poly. So basically I'm just going to talk about my freshman year in college. I first started Cal Poly with orientation, and everybody knows Cal Poly has their long week of welcome for orientation. So since I was invited to do a program named CORE, and it is for underrepresented students to just like find a community ahead of time before all the overwhelming stuff happens throughout the week. And then after that was the week of welcome that everyone did, and then school started. So my freshman year, fall quarter, I was in Calc 2, Physics 1. This is University Studies, which is a class for freshman athletes that they take first quarter. And I was in Intro to Civil Engineering. I was in a math workshop, and then I was in comms, so communications. So already starting off with 17 units, or was it 18? I don't remember, but it was so much for me. I got through it, but I don't think I'll ever take that much again. I know people do that, but like I can't really do that, especially on a quarter system. Like that's just not my type of way of doing things. Most of the classes were fine. Comms was fine, university studies, whatever, all that stuff was fine. It was just my major support classes. So physics and calc were, okay, physics difficult because I have no foundation in that. And same when I took chems, I just have no foundation. And they just put me right into Cal Poly level physics. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Like, that's how I get my degree. But it was difficult, and tutoring didn't seem to help just because they're student tutors. If I had them, they were so far advanced that they don't even remember how to do like this stuff. Yeah, so my freshman year, fall quarter is pretty tough. Then goes winter quarter, so this is when track season starts. We have like Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, and then the classes I took were Chem 1, Calc 3, Tech Writing for engineers, and I think I had one more class. Oh, the Calc workshop. I think that was it, because they recommend students take 12 units for in season. Once again, Chem, Calc was fine. Calc 3 was fine. After the first quarter of Calc, like I was breezing through Calc. That was fine. Chem, however, once again, I took regular chem with a teacher that taught you everything about plastics, not really chem. Plus, I was slacked off, and that was like sophomore year, so I had zero foundation. I don't even remember all of the periodic table elements names, so that was also difficult. But I did go to a lot of office hours and scheduled office hours, and I think that really helped not only like my performance, but just him being more lenient on my grade. Tech writing, I really didn't like my professor because she was so like to the point on everything. You make one little comma mistake, you already get a B. And her like reasoning is because if someone looks at your resume and they see this one mistake, they will see you as like not looking through things perfectly, and they're not gonna hire you and like whatever. But there's nothing like on the quality of the work. She would always do it on those little things, and even if there's nothing wrong, she would find something wrong. She'll be like, too much white space. Like, isn't that on your perspective? I could choose how much white space I want in my resume. Like, this is how I want people to see me, right? Anyway, off of that rant, that was that class. Calc 3, pretty fast because we learned so much tests. And it was easy because all you do is memorize those tests. It's not anything super complicated. And then you move into like polar. So for track season this quarter, there's 3 winter meets, and only the girls go because just, Title IX. So I went to University of Washington, and I went to University of Arkansas. University of Washington did the DMR. We set a school record because they never do the DMR. And then I did the 800, did okay. It's indoor, so it's 200 meters, and I don't know, it was my first time, whatever. And then, okay, that was my very first meet of the year, too. I don't know how many weeks later, but the University of Washington, we were supposed to go twice. There was University of Washington, New Mexico meet, and then University of Washington again. Well, the weather was so bad that they had to cancel the meet, and then we have to have 3 meets in our season or else we have to pay a fine. So like last second, my coach is like, hey, we're gonna try to find something in like 48 hours, so can you go? And I was like, probably. I mean, I just wanted to travel. So we found out it was University of Arkansas, and I bet that would have been the best trip I've ever had if I wasn't so sick. So we went to Tulsa first, and then we did our pre-meet at the Tulsa University. It was really cool. I don't know why, but I really like the Middle East. Is that what it's called? Midwest? No, it's Mid-East. So we went to Tulsa and then Arkansas, and this track is banked. Never ran, okay, this is the second time I ran indoor because my first one was University of Washington, but that one wasn't banked. Oh, that wasn't 200 meters anyway. That was like over. Anyway, this one's 200 meters, banked, and guess what? I'm in the last lane, which, because of that, I'm tilted so freaking much, and I'm 6 feet tall, doing 400s, and I don't even know it, but I have strep throat, and I kind of started feeling it when we got to Tulsa, so when we first got there. And I've never had any, I've had whooping cough in like 2nd grade, but like for like, you know, the main part of my life, I haven't had any like huge sicknesses, or like I don't even know what I had, so I've only had colds and stuff, and I have a lot of colds. But so we were in Arkansas, and before my race I felt kind of like lightheaded. I literally felt like I was like light, not lightheaded, like light. I feel like I was like 90 pounds. I did my start, and I'm like, you know, I was like, oh, that felt fine, you know, start 75 meters or less, whatever. I run that race. First of all, horrible time. We're not gonna talk about that. Oh my god. Violet! This is my cat. My cat Violet. She's like 11 months, and she's long-haired. After I ran that race, I sat in a corner for almost an hour shivering, and I'm just suffering. And then I finally, like an hour later, go back to the bleachers where our team is, and I just laid on the bleachers. I closed my eyes, covered my head with my jacket, hood, and I laid there until we left. I saw Hunter, Tara Davis's boyfriend. I talked to him. I think I said hi. No, I said good race. That is before I laid on the bleachers, but yeah, so I laid there, and then, so basically after my race was the start of everything. Then I was so lightheaded, and then everything I ate tasted like trash, and then eventually, the next day, when I started eating, like I couldn't eat. I had no appetite, and the only thing I could eat without wanting to gag was mostly like fruit, like wet fruit. So I didn't know what was happening, and I just felt so horrible on the plane back. Like oh my goodness, we've got to talk about this trip back. So we were going to the airport in Tulsa. Turns out, if we showed up about 8 minutes earlier, we could have gotten a flight that could have taken us to Denver. Because our flight was delayed by 2 freaking hours or something like that. And so we had to wait in the airport for a very long time, and I was miserable. Got into the airport, got to Denver, and I don't know, it was probably like 10 p.m. We had to find a hotel because we obviously missed our connecting flight. So we are like at Denver. We're supposed to get this van to take us, and we asked them how much longer. They say 40 minutes because there's an accident. We wait, and it's just taking so long. Like, my coach really wants to take me to like urgent care or whatever he can, but they're all closing. So they're like, oh, let's take the taxis. So my athletic advisor tries to like get a good deal with the taxis to fit more people in. And we got 2 taxis followed me, the 3rd one, but they wouldn't do the deal, so then they're just like, okay, we're not doing it anymore. So we get out of the taxi, and we're just standing out in the cold again. And then we see the van come out right when we get out of those taxis. We see the van. So like, we're literally running there because we see it trying to take off. We stop it, and he opens the door, and it is full. And all the people who were there after us got into the van. And yeah, so that happened. So we had to wait. Again, we were at the airport for at least 2 hours, and eventually we had to everyone just had to find Ubers to our hotel because there was no way we were going to make it back with those vans. So we took our Ubers. My coach bought some stuff for me and my roommate because she was sick too. And we had to wake up at 5 a.m. and we went to bed at like 1 a.m. First half went into the first group van, and then me, my roommate, and the second group, like some adults, got into the second van. So we were in there, and then all of a sudden my roommate asked for a bag, and people just like, they didn't even respond. They just ignored her saying, I need a bag. People are like looking, but like they aren't really moving. And so she throws up on the floor, and then someone gives us a bag. Yeah. We get to the airport, and you know Denver's line is long always, but like it's fast. So finally get there, we get to our plane, we get on our plane, and they tell us we have to get off because I don't remember why. It was either a flat tire or that was some other plane thing I had, but we had to get off because they had to fix something. What is this, like the fourth or fifth thing that like messed up our travels back to SLO? I don't even know. But then we finally got back on, and we get back, and that was it. We got to LA, we drove back home, my roommate's parents took me and her to the urgent care, and I was so weak, I could barely talk. Someone literally told me I looked dead. We went to urgent care and I found out I had strep, and so I had strep for like 4 days with no medication, but eventually I got better. Oh, and then something... Then, that weekend, I had strep still. And we had track initiation, and I didn't go because I had strep, and I was taking some probiotics. And the initiation just blew up. Anyway, I left off about the track thing. We're not going to talk about that. Moving on, I had spring quarter. I took Calc 4, Physics 2, and psychology, you know, easy. We had track spring season, and for that I just did good or did bad. Like each race is just up and down, up and down. Okay, you guys have to look at my cat. She lays just like that. So let's talk about parties. There's fall quarter, not even fall quarter, no, we're not going to expose that. There's fall quarter, and that's when you're like, oh, I'm away from my parents, I live on a college campus, let me just do whatever I want, you know? I mean, I'm just that type of person. I like to go out at night, hang out, have fun, dance. Okay, even though like homecoming at high school had no, well, some people drank, but for the most part, it's supposed to have no drinks. I didn't drink. I loved that. I loved homecoming. Even if they played horrible music, I would just take that as my water break and then go back inside. Parties. So I'd say fall quarter I went to the most. Then I was like, these aren't the grades I want. I mean, it is the average GPA at such a high school, Cal Poly, but like these aren't the grades I want. Well, I started to like feel it in my body for like track, and then also it wasn't really affecting my grades because I don't study at 11 p.m. at night, but at the same time I was just like, you know, this isn't good for me. I literally want to live till 100. So winter quarter I started to go out less, and then track season came, so I went out never. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of overrated now. I think it was the school, like the only parties I really liked were the sports ones, like track. Not even all the sports ones. So it depends what sport. Track, and I'm sure football and basketball, because music is important to me. Like, I don't care if you have a couple songs I don't like, but when every single song you play is some pop, boring, girly, I don't even know music, like that's not what I came for. I came for like some rap, some hip hop, some freaking good music, you know? Or like play some house music, make it like a little rave or something, I don't even know. But there was some bad music, so that's kind of what I got over. What else did I learn? So, so I am in a not long distance right now, but it's long distance when I'm in school. I'm in a long distance relationship, and that was very difficult. We only have 1 year, well, hopefully 1 year left apart. So, or like 1 school year apart. The only thing that made it so difficult is that, I don't know, I'm just a clingy person. Like, I want them to be with me, not just talk on the phone and FaceTime. But like, I mean, I'm here now, it's fine. I didn't really get homesick. I never really liked the town I grew up in. I was one of those kids that are just like, I need to leave for college, I can't stay here. I actually wanted to go to the East Coast and forget about even whole California. But, you know, I'm not rich. I can't afford to go to like NYU. Not that that would have been better. That's D3, and then it's also freaking Cal Poly's like number 3 in the state for public civil engineering. So yeah. So I visited home for holidays and then like some weekends just because of my relationship. But I don't know. I never got homesick. I lived it in SLO. I'm not one of those, like, I know some people say like they love the city they grew up in and like, oh, I can't wait to go home, like it's such a great place. And I know many people agree with me on this. It's so incredibly boring, so incredibly toxic. The only thing I like about it is the weather, because I'm a hot person weather. I like the 98, 100 degrees. Everything else, like, I'm just looking outside, I'm just like, this is horrible. Yeah, friends. So Cal Poly had, I think it was like 14 or 16 enrolled black students my school year for freshmen. Yeah, we're less than 1%, which is not surprising because it is a PWI, but 14 or 16 black students my year. I'm 1 in 16 of the black freshmen. Next year there's more, thankfully. We actually recruited one. I mean, I don't know all the recruits, but the one that I really liked chose this school, and I was so excited. I honestly didn't have too much of a problem. I think it's because I grew up already in a predominantly white neighborhood, so I had no problem making friends with non-minorities. I mean, I have minority friends, that's for sure. But like, I was on the track team, so I found friends there. I found friends in core. But yeah, we are going into our sophomore year next year. And if my business blows one day before I graduate, I'm probably dropping out, but I kind of doubt that. So college is great for growth. Did I need the education? Yes, if I wanted to be a civil engineer. No, if I just blew up my business before. But also, I don't really care because the experience itself has made me grow. I've been more involved in like speaking out your mind and speaking out what you believe in, you know, becoming more hopeful for like either the earth or like underrepresented people and like, you know, loving people. So I think having a thick skin at Cal Poly is great. I have had 0 problems, so I'm staying. But yeah, because I hear a lot of people do drop out, and that's very sad. But I mean, Cal Poly will do it to you. They have a huge problem with like having so much anti-gay stuff apparently, and obviously the racist problems. But I'm here to hustle. I've got these 4 years to hustle. I don't care what other people are going to say, what other people are going to do. I'm going to get my degree. I'm going to do what I want to do with my life. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you for watching. I will be back with another video. Subscribe to stay tuned. And yeah, have a good day. See you next time.